Welcome back to another season of Laredo College Student Stories, where we hear from students at Laredo College, like Ximena Vasquez, aka Mena. She has been busy this summer because she is one of our new student orientation leaders. Hi, Mena. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good. How about you, Ruben?
I'm doing well. Thanks for coming in. I know you're busy because one final orientation tomorrow. Let's start there, though. This whole job of being an orientation leader. How did that process go? Like, how did you become an orientation leader?
Well, I wasn't really planning on doing orientation this year. I did do it last year. Last
Okay.
year, it was just kind of a, let me do it. Let me apply. Let's see if I get it. And I ended up getting it last year, and I grew a passion for it. I think it's been something that made me grow for sure. And I wasn't really planning on doing it this summer, but then they gave me the opportunity for it. I actually had said, no, give it to somebody else that might want it more than me. And then they told me that's exactly why you should get it. And then I'm here back, and I think this year is definitely better for me. I'm a whole different person. I think I definitely grew from last year, and you can ask my bosses, they'll tell you the same exact thing. And the only reason I'm saying it is because they tell me.
Right. Yeah.
And I love it. I think it's something that I wouldn't change for nothing.
It's a coveted position. A lot of people apply for being an orientation leader, right? What was that process like when you first got hired? Did they give you a heads up as to how busy you were going to be?
No, not. Like, I knew what it was. I honestly, when people think orientation, it's like, oh, like the tour, a lot of students, but nobody really talks about all the behind the scenes of everything you have to do to prepare for the day to come. I think every single time I come into work, it's always preparing for orientation. And at the beginning, it was just trainings, and then boom, it just changed to the full-on routine. And I think it was just that when I first came in, it was, oh, you're just gonna do like a tour and stuff like that. And no, you have to memorize a lot of information so you can answer questions for the students. And it's just like a lot of information that I kind of already obtained from my last year's experience. So this year, I think it was just me being more out there. And I think I definitely did when I first got here. I was super shy, super quiet, and the job definitely helped me bring out the other part in me.
Some of the other things that you all do is you have to make phone calls, right? You have to call students.
Yes, we do. We make daily phone calls for reminders, or these past few weeks where we would tell them register, and now this whole week is just come on Thursday, come on Thursday. It's the last one. It's a lot of phone calls. I actually like answering the phone. I don't know, it's just interesting to see all the different questions. It's always something different, or it's always the same thing. Like, it's one or the other. I like it.
What's the most common question? The one you get the most?
What can I do to get my student ID? And I'm like,
Be here at orientation.
I'm like, yeah, you have to be. I'm like, first we ask, like, are you an incoming student? And sometimes it's like, yes. I'm like, okay, well, actually, we can't give you your ID until you come into orientation. And then right now this full week is just like, oh, I can't attend, and it's just like, oh, like I can't kind of help you there. Like, you're gonna get
Nothing
that.
I can do about that. You gotta
You're
be
gonna
here.
get that hold, and you'll still be able to get your ID, but you're still gonna get that hold. But you're gonna have to get your ID till next week. But a lot of the questions are like ID, especially this whole summer with the newcomers, like the freshmen. And it's kind of like, ooh, like you can't get it until you come to orientation. And some people will be like, but I'm taking summer classes. And there's like certain exceptions for people that might take classes, but that's different.
How do you feel you've grown from last year to now?
I think I'm still the same person. That I am. I think last year I was just very shy. Very shy, very quiet. I think I've always had that in me though, where I could talk to people. And I just never fully expressed it till last year's orientation. And I think that's definitely one big change that has happened. And also, like, all of my leadership roles throughout the whole year, this full year, where I was like with SGA, I would talk a lot, and I had an officer position, so I would talk a lot more. But I think still being an orientation leader helped that role in that. So I think it's definitely that big change for me, where I talk a lot more now, and I could talk out loud and not feel as nervous.
Wow.
I still feel nervous.
Yeah,
But
I do too.
and it's just that, like, I would feel super nervous back then. I would be shaky. I would be, like, quiet. I couldn't voice my voice. Like, I couldn't project my voice at all. And now this year is kind of easier to do that.
And day of the orientation, it's a long day and it's a lot of work. How long do you take to recover after an orientation?
I actually have another job, so I started requesting Fridays off. I wake up at whatever time I wake up on Fridays, because I wake up at 5:30 in the morning on Thursday, and then I get home at like 7:38, and I go home, I relax, and nobody talk to me like no Friday morning. Like, I'll wake up whenever I need to wake up, and that's just how I recover. Like, I just need to sleep. For me, it's just sleep.
Yeah, because orientation is a full day. This is a full day. I mean, from beginning to end, and it ends at 5, and you're here since the morning. Plus, you all are outside, so it's a little warm every once in a while here in Laredo, right? So I can imagine how tiring it is. Just one last thing on orientations. What's the value to the student of being at an orientation?
The value, I would say, is kind of like getting to know more about school. When I did orientation, I don't remember much of it, and I try to get my students to remember all the activities like Welcome Week, Fall Fest, Fun Fest, the stuff that makes the campus its own. And I think it's been really working, because students have been saying, oh, I'm excited for Welcome Week, or I'm excited for the events that are to come. And I like that, because my first year I didn't really know much about anything, and if I would have been way more involved before becoming an orientation leader. And I think it's definitely that, like, the campus values. And people like free food, so you tell them, oh, there's gonna be donuts, they're there. You tell them there's gonna be burgers, hot dogs. For example, Welcome Week, they're like, oh, I'm gonna be there. Or you tell them about the dive-in movie, and they're like, oh, like pool movie food. They love that stuff. Or you tell them free stuff, and it's like that brings them more joy. And who doesn't like free food? Stuff, I think it's definitely that people like to get involved. I've also got a lot of questions of how to actually get involved, and I love that, because that's one way to get that bigger feeling of campus involvement and the community with campus.
And those events, that's what they do. You know, it's an opportunity to meet other students and to get to know the campus, but then getting involved, like you said, is another way of knowing more about the campus and actually using your skills to be a better leader or student, whatever the case may be. Now, your journey here at Laredo College is just about to end, sadly.
Yes, it is.
You started 2 years ago?
Yes, I did.
Take me back. Where did you go to school?
I went to Alexander High School. I graduated in 2024.
Okay. Elementary, middle?
Middle school, I went to United Middle. In elementary, I went to 2 different ones. I started at Bonnie Garcia all the way to 2nd grade, and then 3rd to 5th, I went to Colonel Santos.
What kind of student were you?
I think I'm still the same. I was a very top student. I was always on top of my work. I was not a big sports person. Till I got into high school, I went into softball.
Wait a minute, you went from no sports at all to, oh, let me play softball in Alexander? Okay.
Yes, and it was good. I wasn't the best player.
What prompted you to do that?
I don't know. I just let me play softball.
Okay.
And I did it. My freshman year doesn't count. It was my COVID year, so I had no freshman year at all. So I went sophomore year. I think that's kind of what messed me up. The COVID year, where I didn't get to practice one full year.
Yeah.
And I ended up quitting my 2nd semester of senior year just so I could get off blocks. But that's okay.
So you quit softball so you could get 2 off blocks? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Or, yeah, I'm familiar.
Yeah, because I would get no off blocks if I was to be in softball. I kind of regret doing that, but it's okay. You live and you learn. I decided to have a job over sports, and I was okay with it.
That's fair. So you were a top student for the most part.
I was, yeah. I think I still am, if I'm being honest with you. I've always kept on top of my studies. I've always had good grades, and like always, like my mom would tell you, like, I don't think you ever failed anything. And if you did, you would come back up from it. And that's like saying, like, academic wise, I've always been on top of my stuff, and I think I will continue to be that person just because I've always been like that.
One thing I've learned from talking to students is COVID really had an impact on a lot of students in different ways. Some not so much, some yeah. How did COVID affect you and not being able to go to class?
I believe one of the ways it most affected me was making friends. So you know how freshman year is supposed to be like where all the middle schools combine and you meet people from other schools and other middle schools. Well, I didn't have that. So like I only knew people from United Middle, and I don't know, I feel like a lot of people still like went their own way to different high schools. So when I went sophomore year, like I didn't have friends. Academic wise, I was still okay because I would still keep on top of it with all the online stuff. It wasn't my favorite because I would get distracted and like you'd be just on the computer and that's boring to me. Like I think I like to go to class better and get the full interaction. But I think definitely the biggest thing for me was making friends because a lot of people still stayed with their friend groups from middle school.
So you were in 8th grade, you went to spring break for 8th grade, and that was it. You didn't come back to school till sophomore year at Alexander, right? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, to miss your freshman year, that is a big deal. I hadn't realized, wow, that's the first year that you're being introduced to high school, and now you got to wait. That's interesting. Was college always on your radar?
Yes.
Yeah? Since
always. Always since I was little. I remember my mom would tell me there's this really good medical school in the Valley, She never knew the name to it. And it turned out it was UTRGV.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I actually want to go there for medical school, but that's for future plans.
Sure.
And yeah, I always knew. And when it came to like my senior year, I wish I had like more information since like the beginning of it. Because if I would have had the choice, I would have done early college.
Oh, yeah.
I would have done it. And the only reason I didn't was because I had to go to LBJ. Well, it was when it was only at LBJ at the time. I didn't want to go all the way over there. It was very far. It's very far from me.
Yeah.
And
but if that would have been the route you'd taken, then maybe you don't become an orientation leader. Maybe you don't get that experience.
Yeah.
So a lot of people believe everything happens for a reason.
It happens for a reason, and I'm glad everything happened the way it has happened lately, and it keeps going. I'm going with the flow, and whatever comes my way that is good, I'll take it, and that's how I've been going with it.
When did you decide Laredo College and why?
My senior year, when I quit softball, I kind of focused more on it. I passed my TSIs. I was like, okay, like I'm college ready. I had my off blocks. I'm getting fully ready. I started committing to it. I did literally all the requirements. Not once did I think about TAMU. I decided fully on Laredo College. I'm like, I think it'll be better for me just because I was a little scared. And I'm like, I think jumping at TAMU is a little bit too much for me just because I'm scared. And everybody that was recruiting for Laredo College, I loved them.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think one of them was Anna Karen, the one that's still there. Yeah, it was her and one of her students, and her name was Maria. I still remember her name. She was really nice. And
I'm sure they'd be glad to hear that because the work they do as they go out and outreach and talk to students, it's important.
It was really good. I think it was that, and I would see their tables there in the front, and sometimes I would just stop by and talk to them, and it's just their inviting environment. I don't know, I felt so amazing just talking to them. You can literally just go be like, oh, ¿cómo están? And they just talk to you, and I think that was really good. Sometimes they'd be like, no, go to class, because people would and you would always see, at least during my time, you would see a lot of people in their table just talking to the recruiters about anything. And I think that's one big thing people like, where they feel invited to, or comfortable, invited and comfortable to talk to you.
Yeah. 2 years, Mena, how has the experience been? What's your experience been with Laredo College?
I think it's been very good. So I tell my students this in orientation. My first year, I was just a student. All I did was my classes, sit on top of it. That's all I did. It was till last summer that I became orientation leader that opened up my pathways to do many more things that I didn't know I could do.
So you got into the student government, right?
Yes, I did.
So your SGA.
Yes.
Tell me about that experience.
That one was really good. I don't think I would. like trying to find the correct wording for it. I think it was definitely a good thing for me.
Yeah.
I'm not a big like political person, so I'm like government, like I don't know. I think definitely my partner Nini from last summer, since she was SGA president, she was just kind of trying to tell us, yes, join. I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, I don't know if I have the time for it. And I did have the time for it. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I ended up running for SGA senator, and I got it. I got one of the top 10 positions for senators because there's 10 spots. And then we had a secretary. That secretary never ended up showing up. And so they asked me, oh, like, do you want to be secretary? And then they voted for me to be that position.
Nice.
And then I stayed there from October till now, I guess you
Wow.
could say. And it's been definitely an experience. A lot of meetings, a lot of very time consuming, but time that I don't regret.
Did you get to travel with SGA?
I did get to travel with SGA. We went to Kozga in College Station, which
Okay.
is for Student Government Association. We got to learn about different SGAs from universities, from other colleges. It is very different at higher level, like at university level. It is way different just because they have the full 4 years, and here it's only like the 2 years. And it's a lot of different things that we do different, but I still think we're good.
Yeah.
Like, we're good in our own pace, our own pathway. I don't think there's anything we would change.
Yeah, for the record, Student Government Association has nothing to do with politics.
Oh, no, it doesn't. It
it's
doesn't.
really,
It's because you hear that.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But it's really about representing the student body.
Yes, it
right?
is,
And
yes.
I've heard Pedro, or as you call him, Rivera, refer to it as like student council,
Yes,
kind of.
yes,
So,
it is very much like student council. When people hear student government, they think political.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought that, but then as you learn more about it, it's like people that represent the students, the student body, the ones that voice your concerns to the higher ups and anything you might need. So, and if you're interested in joining, I definitely think you should. If you want to be fully involved, I definitely always recommend the students in orientation to always join. I think it's probably the best thing that I could have done.
and you meet a lot of new people as well through SGA, right?
Yes, a lot. I met people from, I know there were some girls from the dance team. I had never talked to any girls from the dance team, and I met some just people that are like in other clubs, and I actually got into PTK from some people in SGA,
Okay.
and also from one of the orientation leaders. Some of
PTK
the
is Phi Theta Kappa?
Yes, it is.
And what is that?
It's an honor society where we do like projects for community, for the college, different things. We travel a lot too to learn different things. I definitely traveled a lot more with PTK than with SGA. They were both very, very similar, but very different.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't change nothing for both organizations that I was in.
The lesson here is get involved,
Get
and
involved.
it really helps you to open up and meet more people and possibly create new opportunities for
Yes,
yourself.
definitely.
So when's your last day on campus?
That's pending.
Okay.
I think it might be this Thursday.
Oh.
I think,
okay.
but they had told me it could be the end of the month.
Okay.
That's pending. I have to talk
Yeah.
to my bosses.
Did you have to do anything at TAMU? Have you gone to an orientation over there?
I did go to orientation. I went to the transfer orientation. I know they have their regular orientations for the incoming, but mine was just the transfer, was just the full day, kind of like here. So I was in my students' shoes for a full day. And yeah,
How do you feel going into TAMU?
I'm a little scared. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm scared that I know it's completely different. It's 16-week courses. It's not the 8-week course anymore where it changes. I love the change. I don't like doing the same thing over and over. But I mean, you kind of can't go around that. So I'm just I'm already preparing myself mentally to go into it. I'm ready. I'm scared, but I'm ready.
Course. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. You have all the reason to be scared because it's a new experience, and
Yes, it
some
is.
people take it better than others. But it's a natural emotion to have when especially with a big change like that. So, are you excited?
I am a little excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what I could possibly do at TAMU. I want to try to be involved. I don't know if I'll do it as soon as I get in,
Yeah.
but I want to try to.
Sure. So you got your associates in science,
Yes, I
right?
did.
And so now what do you want to do at TAMU?
Right now my major is kinesiology with a concentration in health and fitness.
Okay.
I want to do sports medicine.
Okay.
So with that degree, I could do sports medicine clinician. So I kind of want to go into the PT, AT route where I want to help athletes with their injuries and stuff.
What happened that all of a sudden you were interested in sports?
I got injured in softball a lot. My
Oh.
ankles would always get messed
Really?
up running the bases. I don't know, my ankles were against me, and I would always be at the at sports medical clinic. I would always be there.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that kind of,
It kind of triggered my passion to want to do that, and people are like, why? And I'm like, I don't know, it's just I find it so interesting the way they all have a certain role in that
yeah.
department, and it's just kind of like, what do I want to do in those things? Like, do I want to help the physical therapist part where you want to help them with the mobility and be better, like get better to
Yeah.
go back out and play, or do I want to be like the one that diagnoses? Like, it's just kind of like everywhere right now, but I know I want to go into that pathway.
Yeah. What was your favorite thing about Laredo College?
Definitely my job.
Really?
Yeah, that was the student life. My bosses were the best. They are the best. They always push me to be a better self, and I will forever thank them for opening up that part of me that I didn't think I had.
Yeah.
And I think that was the best thing for me, getting a job on campus, and for that job to be Office of Student Life.
What are you going to miss the most?
Them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss my bosses. I'm gonna miss the office. I'm gonna miss the friends I've made this summer because I know they're staying here for another year or half semester. And they've already told me, like, I'm gonna miss you, Mena. And I'm like, don't tell me that. Like, I get emotional. Don't tell me you're gonna miss me. And it's just kind of like, I try not to think about it because, like, you have to move on at some point. It's sad. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's a little sad because
Sure.
you have to move on and they're still there. But I know I can always come and say hi. And I'll know they say hi to me in public too. So
Last question, Mena. What would you say to a student in high school that is considering college, and specifically if they're thinking about coming to Laredo College? What would you tell them?
I would definitely tell them to not be scared of the change. It's normal. I know a lot of students, when they come to orientation, they tell us, oh, I'm nervous. And then I ask them at the end of the day, how was it? Oh, I feel good. Like, I think I'm ready. Or they leave it on the survey. And that makes me feel so, like, good. So I think just don't be scared of the change. It's going to be a big jump, but just go for it. Like, don't be afraid of anything that might come your way, because there will definitely be some stuff that get in your way, and don't let that overcome you and your dedication to coming to college or doing college. And specific here in Laredo College, they're very open. They'll receive you with your arms wide open, and they just help you so much, and they'll help you grow if you definitely like get with the correct people and guide yourself through anything. You could achieve a lot. I didn't know I could achieve this many things in the span of 1 year.
Yeah.
Because my first year I didn't do anything.
That is a lot.
In 1 year, I think it's just definitely don't be scared to jump and get out there. Just because it's a whole new campus, you can ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I was always afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
I always stayed with the doubt. Don't be afraid to ask questions. I think ask as many questions, even if you think it sounds dumb. It's never dumb. I think there's always an answer to it. Some people might be like, but
Yeah.
there's never a dumb answer or a dumb question, and there's always an answer to it that somebody can help you to it.
Anything you want to mention that I didn't ask you?
Just be yourself. At the end of the day, like, if they don't like you for how you are, then it's not there. And I think I have been myself throughout this whole time and everywhere, even with my students. Just be honest to yourself, be yourself. Don't change just because somebody said something that they dislike about you. No, like, just be yourself. And yeah.
Mena, congratulations on
you.
graduating,
you.
and thank you for all that you've done for Laredo College with
Thank you.
all the things you've done here and for your time here, and good luck, continued success. Thank you.
Thank you.